Hey everybody. It's been a rough 10 days, couple of weeks. I didn't put anything up last week because I was in the hospital, for those of you that don't know. And this is my cat. What do you want? Anyway, um, so was it November 3rd? Yeah, election day. Got off work early that day to go vote. I did that. Came home. Everything was fine. Did my thing. I go to bed pretty early on work nights, because I gotta get up at 2 a.m. So I went to bed. I felt fine. It was probably maybe an hour or two into that, and I had chills with a vengeance. I mean, it was terrible. I had 3 or 4 blankets on me, and I couldn't get warm. Something wasn't right. That carried on all night. I knew I wasn't going to work the next day, so I decided to go to the ER. And since I had symptoms of COVID, I of course had to report that, and I had to get a test. Thank God that came back negative. But anyway, I was still sick nonetheless. My right leg, a lot of you have seen pictures, had grown really warm, solid, and red. It was infected, cellulitis. They gave me some antibiotics, sent me home. 6 doses in by the next morning. It was getting worse. So I went back to the ER and they looked at it, decided the best way would be to either double up on antibiotics, send me back home, or to be more aggressive and go to the hospital. I chose to be admitted. So 5 days later and 12 rounds of IV antibiotics later, I got out. That was just this last Monday. Came home. Then they gave me more antibiotics to take it home. Halfway through those, leg has rebounded very nicely. The redness is pretty much gone. Swollenness is gone. I went to work out this morning at the gym to test it a little bit because I'm going back to work Monday, and that's no joke there. So I pushed it a little bit. I did a mile on the treadmill and I lifted some weights. It feels good and doesn't bother me at all. So I think I'll be good to go. Thank you for everybody who's been in touch with me. I had a lot of people calling me while I was in the hospital. My dad, he was worried I was going to die. So anyway, thanks to everybody who reached out. You know who you are. Anyway, what I've been wanting to talk about is what most people want to know: what I eat. Not much. It's pretty simple, and that's the hard part, is keeping it simple and sticking to it. Took me a while to get used to eating the same thing over and over, so I'm going to just kind of sum up what I eat. It's worked for me. It still works for me. I'm going to stick to it until something better comes along. So this is a typical week. I'm going to go into details on this. So Monday through Thursday, those are my normal work days, 4 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. So get up in the morning. I get up at 2. I'll drink coffee. I drink coffee every day. You don't want to be around me if I haven't had some. By 9 a.m., 5 hours into my shift, it's when I take my first break. So typically my breaks, that's when I eat the most food during the day, but most people would still be hungry. So I have a special bread I like to use. It's 100% whole wheat. It's also 100% sugar free. There's no gluten, any of that. I can only find it at Kroger's. I have not been able to find a sugar-free bread anywhere else, but if you don't have a Kroger's where you are, maybe there's something comparable, but that's what I use. You want to stick to 100% whole wheat. Stay away from enriched flour. Just because it says whole wheat doesn't mean it is. You got to really look at the labels. We can go into reading ingredients at some other point. But I use that bread. I'll do 2 half sandwiches, 1 on each break. So I'll eat like turkey, ham, or both with cheese. I don't use any mayonnaise or any of that stuff. I'm very simple and plain. I just want the nutrients. I might allow myself a little bag of chips, like those single serve 100-calorie bags. I don't have a yogurt. I'd use the Oikos 000. That's what I like. The flavors are kind of limited, but you just got to go with what you got to go with. I drink a Gatorade or a Powerade Zero, no sugar, just to get some electrolytes, or water. Um, I wrote everything down so I wouldn't miss anything. Uh, so when I go shopping, I make all my lunches ahead of time for the whole week. So I don't, when I get home after work, I don't have to mess with it because I'm tired and I don't feel like dealing with it. So typically Saturdays I make everything up. So I'll go and I'll get my meat. Now I always get it in the deli. I avoid those prepackaged meats over in the meat department because it's all processed. It's got chemicals in it that you don't need in your body. So I always stick to the deli. It's a little more expensive, but it's worth it. It's your health. So, that's me. Um, let's see. Yeah, I said that. So I take another break at 1. That's my second break of the day. We get 2 half-hour breaks. And I'll eat virtually the same thing. The only difference is instead of yogurt, I have a single serve cottage cheese. And usually on that break, I'll allow myself what I call crap, maybe a Pop-Tart or some ice cream. You got to shock your body now and then, but I walk 30,000 steps, 12 to 15 miles a day. I burn over 1,800 to 2,000 calories a day, so I can afford it, and that's more than I eat. So I allow myself some crap, and it tastes good. So if you can fit that in, I recommend it. Not in the beginning stages. If you've had the surgery, follow the program until you're on solid food and go from there. But I was over 2 years out before I started eating stuff like that, but I don't do it very often. Don't want to miss anything. So this is a routine I stick to daily. And that's the hard part. I eat the same thing over and over. This goes back to what I said about training your brain. It's all part of that. It's a struggle to not want to just go grab a cheeseburger. They used to have food trucks at work. Go out and get a big thing of fries and chili on them and all that good stuff. And I'd sit around and watch everybody eat it, and I'm here with my little half sandwich and my yogurt. But you get the nutrition, you walk away feeling better than you would if you ate that bowl full of carbohydrates. So it's training your brain to stick to the same thing that works. You will benefit from it in the long run. So dinner on work days, it's not much because I've already kind of eaten like around 1. I get home by 3-ish. I don't want nothing. I know I'm going to bed early. I might eat maybe some cheese, a half sandwich, peanut butter, maybe a couple eggs. I don't eat much. I eat the most at work, and it's not a whole lot, but my work weeks are minimal as far as food. Main thing is just try to get the protein and drink some water. So Friday through Sunday, my normal days off. I eat a little different. I don't eat the sandwiches and stuff like that. At breakfast, usually one of those days I try to go. There's a local restaurant I'll go eat at. I eat an omelet. It's called a loaded omelet. They run it through the garden. I add some mushrooms to it, and it's got sausage, ham, and bacon too. I do believe in it. Cheese, all that. It's got protein and it's nutritious. I don't get any potatoes and no bread, and I go as far as to add some fruit to it, like strawberries, bananas, grapes. I eat that at least once a week. I try to. If I don't go out, I'll just eat some eggs at home. If you notice, I eat a lot of eggs, and you will too. I have never gotten sick of them yet. But I'll eat some eggs home, maybe one piece of that bread I mentioned before with some butter on it. If you're going to use butter, use real butter. It's better for you than that margarine that you think is diet. It's just full of chemicals and crap. Stick to real butter. You can't go wrong with real ingredients. If you're going to eat them, eat the real thing. Lunch, I kind of have a go-to on lunch on my days off. I use some romaine, take a can of tuna. I don't make tuna salad. I just dump the raw tuna on the lettuce. Might add some shredded cheese, sometimes some chopped up boiled egg, a little bit of dressing. That's my go-to. I'll eat that. I get vegetables, I get protein. Dinner. I mean, okay, dinner's time's weird. On my days off, I usually do all the cooking. So I cook double because what I make for them, I don't eat typically. So I make what I make for them, and me, I stick to kind of my go-to is chopped up peppers, onions, mushrooms, and I'll add some fish or some chicken to it. And I just cook it down real good, reduce the vegetables, they get nice and soft. Add some garlic to it, maybe salt, pepper. I gobble that up. It's good. I love it. If, you know, if your problem is you don't like vegetables, you know, there's alternatives, but it's hard. Really hard if you don't like vegetables. Because you know you need to start working some roughage into your diet as you progress. Protein is still key. I mean, I eat simple. I stick to that. I mean, there are circumstances that arise that cause me to have to eat a little different. You know, if we go out somewhere, we're meeting somebody, doing something, doing that, whatever. Somebody's coming over. There's always something going on. Now and then I might be around where somebody's having a pizza or something. I might eat a piece or two, and that's okay. You know, just stay away from places like McDonald's and all that. They're the devil. It's going to ruin you. So, I mean, that's really about it. I'm not going to go into too much more. A lot of people want to know what I eat. That's what I eat. It's simple. Probably the only thing I really allow myself daily that's probably not the greatest is popcorn, just plain popcorn. I eat it almost every night. It's easy for me to eat, and it satisfies, and it's never been an issue. So that's that in a wrap, pretty much. Hoping you guys enjoy this. Gonna try to get this going again. I missed a week. It's been a struggle to get back up to specs, but I'm getting there. Thank you, everybody. Subscribe, share, ask me anything. If you got any ideas, let me know. Hope y'all have a good week. Love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.